So we live in a realm called space-time. And in this three-dimensional reality in space-time, there's an infinite amount of space. Space is eternal, right? There's an infinite amount of space. And if I'm local as a piece of material flesh and matter, local in an environment and time, or local in space and time, and I'm here and I want to walk to my hotel, I have one point of awareness. I'm aware that I'm here. And then I have another point of awareness, which is my hotel. And that's somewhere out there. So I have to move my body through space. And when I collapse space, when I move through space, I experience time. So time is a result of moving through space, right? And it's kind of the realm of Newtonian physics, the realm of the predictable, because we can fly from London to Los Angeles or San Diego. You know exactly how long it's going to take as long as you know the distance and the speed, right? So the world of Newtonian physics is a world of the predictable. So then if you're living by the hormones of stress, and stress causes you to put all of your attention on your body, when you're being chased by T-Rex, the arousal of the stress hormones causes you to put more of attention on your body. You're looking in your environment. Your attention is on your environment because that's where the danger is. And you're thinking about how much time you have to get there. So if where you place your attention is where you place your energy. And all of your attention is on your body, on the elements of people and objects and things and bodies and places, and you're preoccupied with trying to move to a predictable future based on a familiar past, then if where you place your attention is where you place your energy, if all your attention is now localized in three-dimensional reality, you got to play by the rules of Newtonian physics. So you got to work hard to get everything you want. So then our research shows that when you take your attention off your body, all of your attention off your body, and you go from a somebody to a nobody, you take your attention off all the people in your life. Not that you have to stop relating with them, but you got to get beyond them. And you go from a someone to a no one because you're no longer identifying with anyone. You take your attention off of everything in your life, your cell phone, your computer, your car, and you go from something to nothing. You take all of your attention off where you're sitting, where you sleep, where you live, where you work, and you go from somewhere to nowhere. And you're not thinking about the familiar past or the predictable future. You're going to go from sometime to no time. If you're taking all of your attention off this three-dimensional reality, then where you place your attention is where you place your energy. If you're not your body, if you're not the people in your life, you're not the objects or things or places or time itself, what are you? You're pure consciousness. So you teach people then that that moment of getting beyond yourself is disinvesting all of your attention and energy out of everything known in your three-dimensional reality. What is going to happen to the mechanism here called your neocortex? You're going to begin to slow your brain waves down because you're not analyzing and thinking about any of those people or objects or things. And as you do that, your brain waves change from beta, which is the arousal of your attention on the environment and on your body and time. You begin to slow your brain waves down into alpha. Now, at the same time, we teach people how to take their attention off of everything material and from a narrow focus on the material world and begin to go from a convergent focus to a divergent focus, to open their awareness, the act of creating what's called a broad focus or an open focus. As you sense space, you don't analyze and think. Well, as you're no longer analyzing and thinking, you're no longer activating those circuits in your brain, and now you start seeing the brain move into alpha, but not any kind of alpha. A very coherent type of alpha. Now the brain starts to synchronize. The front of the brain starts resonating with the back of the brain. The right side of the brain and neural networks communities begin to resonate with neurons on the opposite side, and you start seeing the psychic union between two hemispheres. Some people do it so well that they slip into this realm called theta, coherent theta brainwaves. Now, this mechanism, the home of your identity, the seat of the known self, the memory bank of your past identity, the autobiographical self, lights go out in theta. And the door between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind open, wide open. And now you're in the eternal present moment. And if you teach a person now to find the frequency of oneness and wholeness, if you teach them as consciousness that their consciousness can merge the consciousness of the unified field, and they can surrender their consciousness into a greater consciousness. They can lose themselves in nothing to become everything. And they can find that frequency. They can pay attention to it. They can experience it. They can become more aware of it. They can feel it. Every experience, every moment is laying down new connections in their brain for them to perceive more of it. If they do this properly, and their consciousness begins to connect to the consciousness of the unified field, now they're in that realm of the quantum, and in the realm of the quantum, time is eternal.